Hi, this is Tiffany with Anton Therapy Services, and today I'm going to be doing a continuation of my previous video blog based upon the female orgasm. That seems to be a pretty popular video that I created with a multitude of questions that I received privately. One of the frequent questions was related to the length of time it takes for a female to orgasm. So we're looking at a 15 to 20 minute norm of direct clitoral stimulation for a woman to obtain or experience an orgasm. So why might it take so long? Well, there's some women that actually are shorter and can come much more quickly. It varies just like it does for men, yet we tend to have that standard of 15 to 20 minutes. If we see it on a biological perspective, if the female during orgasm that her uterus lifts and contracts, at the same time the cervix kind of tilts up and opens a bit, and it provides a suction motion up into the uterus. So if the male ejaculates first and then the female has this experience with the uterine lift, contract, the cervix lifting up again or tilting, it actually is going to pull in more of the sperm up into the uterus to increase the chances of fertilization. So if looking at it biologically, that part makes sense. Now, if you're interested in recreationally, it's just more of that continue the stimulation, vary up the love play, so that the two of you can be a little bit more balanced as to when that you're experiencing an orgasm. Another question that I received was, why do women fake it? Well, one thing is that women tend to have orgasms about 60 to 80% of the time. So we're not so much of the 99% that you can often get with men. So let's say that we're with our partner and we're not experiencing an orgasm. There could be a variety of reasons. One is timing, poor stimulation, stress, lack of relaxation, or just one of our 20 to 40% time frame. So even if we have the good stimulation, timing, relaxation, it's just not going to happen for us tonight. So if it's not happening and we understand that the statistics show that that's relatively normative, why would we fake? Well, one could be, I don't want to tell you about the skills that I need to experience an orgasm. I want to let you know how much I enjoyed it, so I'm going to fake the orgasm so that you feel very masculine, very manly-like, and know that I was pleased. Or I'm relatively clueless about having an orgasm. This feels really good, so let me exaggerate my response. An additional question is, well, I don't think I've had an orgasm before. And that's kind of like saying, I don't think that I have been kicked under the table. Because if someone kicks us under the table, we feel it. Now, sometimes it can be a light kick that's one of those, oh, I'm really sorry, no big deal. Other times it could be like being on the soccer field and you get really kicked and you don't have any shin pads. An orgasm is more like the in-between period. And so if you're experiencing an orgasm, you'll often notice a heightened sense of pleasure, some tightening in the abdominals, your thigh muscles, a tensing up and kind of a feeling of more. So we've got the feeling of pleasure. We tend to get redness in the cheeks, nose, as well as the chest. We get a little bit sweaty. Our nipples and areola area get larger when we're aroused and close to orgasm. Our heart rate goes up. So then with the orgasm, it's really similar to the men. We have the contractions, just like the guys do, on the pelvic floor muscles, kind of in the abdominal muscles. And during that time, even though it feels fast, it's a pretty enjoyable or an intense experience that we don't have really other things going on in our mind. We don't think, was that it? So if you're kicked under the table, you know that you're kicked under the table. One of the problems is, and it leads to my final question is, am I really having the orgasm that I'm supposed to have or everybody else seems to have? A big problem is Cosmopolitan magazine and other mainstream media tend to portray orgasms as this mind-blowing, cataclysmic firework experience. So women that are having the contractions, making the not so pretty face, flexing the toes, and have pleasure with all of that, yet don't feel like they're fireworks, then question whether or not they're even experiencing one. So our orgasms are really only seconds long, and it's the contraction and the release, the flood of the chemicals that help us feel good, relaxed, and pleasured. So it isn't fireworks, but it can feel really good. So my recommendations from the following questions are, enjoy your orgasm and stop comparing it to needing to have all the fireworks and actions. When you have an orgasm, you know it, just like when you get kicked under the table lightly or kicked under the table big time. Women fake orgasms for a variety of reasons, because they're not interested in speaking up, because they're just in that 20 to 40% that night, or they're attempting to validate you as a sexual partner that they pleased you. And the last one is, why does it take so long? Again, some women are quicker than others. Biologically, there seems to be a reason that would promote fertilization. And I would say to you, why does it matter how long it takes? As long as you're having a good time and both of you feel satisfied, keep stimulating each other. If you have any more questions about female orgasm, let me know. Hope you enjoyed.